How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Pirates Corner episode number 6. I'm Ryan Miller, back with Josh Ruga again, and we do have a special guest, as I put on Twitter earlier this week. We have Anthony DiNardo with us from North Shore 9. DiNardo.
Just DiNardo. Yo, what's up, guys?
All right, so today, a couple things that we're going to be talking about is some prospects that are being featured during spring training. By the way, myself and Josh are at spring training along with DiNardo, and yesterday and today we went down to Pirate City and watched some workouts. So we're going to go over some prospects and then the bench. How do you want to start this? You just want to start with prospects?
Once we get done talking about the featured prospects here, we're going to talk about the bench. Then we're going to dive in a little bit to some of the things that Bob Nutting said this week. And we're also going to talk about the Dominican Academy. That's huge because earlier today, four new players were announced as signings. But yeah, let's start it off. And the key here is we're looking at two top prospects, and they're being featured early in this camp. That's Ke'Bryan Hayes and Cole Tucker. Both these guys are forefront of all of the drills that we've been seeing the past couple of days. And they've been taking most of the reps in the batting practice sessions that we've observed. And Ryan, would you say these guys seem to have some power?
Well, definitely Hayes, for sure. Whenever he would come up during batting practice, we'd be in left field and immediately get our gloves out because we knew 2 or 3 were heading out our way in his 5-pitch A/B. Tucker, he sent a couple out as well. It was just a matter of he was going opposite field a lot, and when he did connect with the ball towards left field, he hit pretty far. So, yeah, I definitely say that these guys both have some power. Hayes more than Tucker, but I know that you think that Tucker has a lot of power.
Yeah, Tucker's still a skinny shortstop, but he's going to kind of grow into that frame, and that's where I see him developing some power. From the left side, he hit one right over the batter's eye today, and then when he was flipping around to the right side, I think he only took 5 swings, but in each day that we observed him take batting practice, but he hit a ball to straightaway left out of the park each time. So, DiNardo, what you got on Cole Tucker and the power of Ke'Bryan Hayes?
The power of Hayes. So I'll tell you, obviously I haven't been here. I mean, technically, I just want to say I did have a spring training invite.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a fact. I was invited to spring training. So, me and Melky Cabrera are basically the same person.
Yeah.
But I've definitely heard a lot of things about Ke'Bryan Hayes. It seems like, and you guys have seen your own eyes too, that he's looking really good. So I'm excited for that. The power seems that it's there.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago the power wasn't there, and that was a bit of a worrisome situation. But last year the power came back, and then it seems like this spring training just looking like a beast out there. So I'm definitely really excited for Hayes. Now Cole Tucker, he's kind of like a mystery. I mean, we've known since the draft, and it was bashed from day one, but we knew he was going to be a project, that you had to be patient with Cole Tucker. He's definitely very wiry. We joke with Craig on Twitter. If you know him at Y-Town, I mean, it's like his doppelganger. But yeah, like he's very, very skinny. Last year was like a tale of 2 seasons, and then of course the Arizona Fall League came. I don't know if there was like some correlation. I mean, he did tear it up in the Arizona Fall League, but short sample size.
Yeah,
you got to understand that. But if you say he's looking good at spring, I mean, maybe something is true to this. Maybe he's starting to really tap into that. I mean, he has gotten older. He's a little more mature. I mean, you hear from scouts that definitely can be there. And we know the defense, he's always been a glove-first guy. If he can develop 10, 15 homers with his defense, I mean, geez, the Pirates haven't seen a shortstop like this since, well, I don't know.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I'm sure all your listeners don't know anyone that's played good at shortstop position. So
yeah. Jack Wilson played a nice defensive shortstop, but his bat left a lot to be desired. Kind of reminds you of
he had like that 1 year, I believe. That was like really awesome, and then that was about it.
Yeah. So I've compared Ke'Bryan Hayes to Andrew McCutcheon as a prospect. I know that's kind of a lofty expectation for Hayes, but where I take that is Hayes is phenomenal on the defensive side. So where McCutcheon came up short defensively, Hayes is kind of covering for that. And if his bat never develops into a Kutch-like bat, it'll still be really good. If you want to kind of get a preview of where his bat should start in the big leagues, take a look at some of his dad's best seasons. Because his dad, a couple of times throughout his career, he hit 20 home runs. He was always a good, solid hitter. And he's the guy that's been teaching Ke'Bryan kind of how to play the game ever since he was a little kid. And it kind of gives you a preview of where this kid is coming from as a kid who has baseball pedigree. It's kind of difficult to have more baseball pedigree than have your father be a major leaguer.
Yeah, I mean, I know most stars in the majors, their dad was usually like, I don't know, a minor leaguer, sometimes didn't make it. And then they come out, and I don't really know any names off the top of my head, but I know that there are players out there with parents who have played in the minors.
I love Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
I think his dad played.
Yeah,
He might be pretty good.
He might have played.
Yeah, or their dad just drives them really hard like Josh Bell's dad does.
I thought that you were going to say drive them to practice.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they did that too.
Drive them to greatness. That's
drive
where I
them
was
to
going with
greatness.
that. So, as far as Cole Tucker goes with the power, it seems to be coming along, but his situational awareness, his defensive game, all of that seems it's as smooth as ever. The kid's going to make some phenomenal plays in the field. And we were watching some of the rundown drills they were doing. I just want to give Cole Tucker a shout out because the coach, Coach Joust, actually stopped the drill to highlight to everyone that Tucker handled kind of a situation that wasn't planned. He handled it perfectly. He knew exactly where to be and when to call for the ball, and he ended up making the tag on the play. And stuff like that it's just baseball instinct. And when a guy has that, they have a leg up on pretty much everybody out there that's their competition for that job. So just to transition, we were going to kind of go around the room and talk about who we expect to see on the Pirates bench this season. So, DiNardo, you were kind of running through who you have on the bench. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, well, I guess let's preference this. Is this with Polanco starting or on the DL?
Yeah, well, with the news coming out this week.
I mean, you're going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Great news.
Yeah.
By the way,
Polanco, he might be out there for opening day. We're not going to report that he's definitely going to be out there for opening day, but there's a strong chance that he's going to be out there. He's participating in a lot of the baseball activities. We expect him to appear in spring games. If we see him appear in a spring training game, then it's pretty safe to say that he'll end up being out there opening day or shortly thereafter. So with that said, back to the bench.
Well, I think it's safe to say, so if Polanco's starting, your outfield's set, right? So that moves Chisenhall to your fourth outfielder. I mean, he's clearly making it. Let's start off with the definites, right? So Chisenhall's going to make it. He's your fourth outfielder. You got Diaz. I mean, there's your backup catcher. And then Jung Ho. So there's three guys right off the bat definitely making it. Yeah. So after that, I think it gets...
You have Gonzalez.
It gets interesting, you know. Well, yeah, me personally, I have Gonzalez starting shortstop.
Yeah, same here.
What you're hearing out of, the Pirates front office and everything, it seems as if, that's their vision. Gonzalez is the starting shortstop. So with that said, it comes down, and I think that there really is going to be some competitions. But in my mind, I think Newman has the upper hand. I really think they believe in Newman. I truly do. I mean, if they weren't going to go get a Jose Iglesias on a minor league frickin' deal You know, I think it's because they really do believe. I mean, what they are saying, they really truly believe in Gonzalez and in Newman.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I really feel he has inside track, unless he just totally flops and someone else comes in, like a Pablo Reyes. But I think Newman has it. And then I think, oh God, what was I?
You had mentioned Jose Osuna as a possibility.
Oh, you know, no. Yeah, that's, you know what? We were talking about this before. No, I differ on that too. I actually think, I'll take it back. I think Pablo has a shot over Ozuna.
Okay.
I think it's going to come to a battle. I think it's going to come to Pablo or Melky. And I think the reason for it is I feel Melky has a bit of the bat, but I do not want to see his defense.
Yeah.
Like, period. He doesn't belong in the NL defensively. But his bat makes this bench strong. However, with Pablo, he can play everywhere. You have that versatility. You know, what you've lost into J-Hay. Frazier sticking at second. So I don't know if I trust Newman to play multiple positions, of course. No one else. So that's why I feel like Pablo has an inside, maybe not inside track, but that's why he has that chance, because he can definitely play everywhere. And then possibly Kramer. And I think, they can give Kramer that ability to play, around the diamond a bit too.
Yeah.
So I really think those three are truly battling it out. Nick Franklin, I don't really feel is going to make it. I just don't really believe in his talent. But I think, like this spring is definitely going to be one spot open, and those three guys battling for it.
Okay. So essentially, Pablo Reyes would be your Marte's off day center field.
In my eyes, it's sad to say, because I do believe Melky is a major league talent. And he does belong on a club somewhere.
Major League Bat.
Preferably on the AL, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd rather see him getting DH at bats or such. So it's sad to see, because I don't hate him as a baseball player, or as Ryan said, a bat at least. But I really think this club is going to lack versatility. And let's also be honest, this isn't the best defensive team the Pirates have seen.
Gonzalez helps that.
I know.
Gung helps that.
Well, maybe Gung does.
Yeah.
We got to see what Gung can do. And I'm hearing a lot of nice things of Gung in camp too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if Gung's bat's not there, period. I mean, being out of baseball for 2 years is rough. I can only imagine.
But
I've been out of it for like 30 years. So.
Yeah. Batting practice is going well for Gung.
It seems it.
Yeah.
But I really feel like this team could use the versatility in the defense that Pablo can bring.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go to who I had on the bench, and this is kind of just a preliminary prediction based on what I'm seeing out there. This would kind of crowd the AAA infield, but I was thinking, because Newman lacks in versatility, and I have the same first three on the bench: Diaz, Chisenhall, Gung, with all this expected starters, even Moran at third base, opening day. But from there, I had Pablo Reyes and Jose Osuna. The reason for that is I just like what Osuna's bat is showing again in spring training. It's another spring training. It's Jose Osuna's time to shine. So he's
this is sorry to cut you, but this is the time of the year where Josh Bell deserves to go in the minor leagues and Ozuna starts, because he's 2010 Albert Pujols, right?
Yeah. So Osuna, he actually came and talked to Ryan and I yesterday, and I asked him, where are you taking most of your reps at? He said third base, and then I said, well, where else are you playing? He said he hadn't played any first base, but he played
Corner
outfield. Yeah, corner outfield. So primarily right field. So they're not really giving him reps at first, but they like him at third. He's actually showing some glove and range there, surprisingly. And we all know about that throwing arm. So he took a photo with Ryan, and Ryan, when he walked up to him, didn't actually 100% recognize him, because
I came up from behind, And I said, okay,
Pause.
this guy is tall and
Relatively thin.
yeah, exactly. And he's definitely lost weight. Like, there's no question about it that he looks way more athletic than
Than
last
he has
year.
in previous years. So
Definite.
this is just a spring training where another player came in the camp, best shape of their life. Just another baseball cliche
Oh,
to throw
boy.
out there. But
I love those reports.
yeah, so I kind of have this same idea as DiNardo with Pablo Reyes. I actually had a short conversation with Pablo Reyes regarding where he's playing because, as our listeners know, I love him as a shortstop. So I was asking him, "You're playing shortstop, right?" And he said, "Yeah, but I'm also playing second base, third base, and every position in the outfield." So he kind of shot down the idea that he was competing for the starting shortstop job right then and there when he told me that. And while I wasn't too happy about that, I was happy to hear that he's making the necessary moves to be an impact player defensively on this roster, and then we get to see that explosive bat here and there that we saw last September. So that's where I have my bench. That's just my preference. It may end up playing out a little bit different, but that would leave you in a situation where you have Will Craig at AAA playing first base, and then you've got four other infielders, relatively rangy infielders, fighting for three other jobs. Newman, in my estimation, is the least impact. He has the least amount of impact skills of those other three, but they're probably going to want to get everyday playing time for all of those guys at AAA anyway. The other three being Kramer, Tucker, and keep Ryan Hayes. So, Ryan, who did you have on the bench? I know you had mentioned a very interesting bench earlier, but who do you got?
Yeah. So I have Cervelli obviously starting, and then Diaz is going to work in there a little bit. I'm not sure what's going to go, and I mean, I assume Stallings is going to go to AAA, right?
Yeah.
Get removed from the 40 and possibly pass
He
through
passes
waivers.
through, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have, honestly, I think that the Pirates would keep Newman on the bench. I think whoever loses that shortstop job probably goes to the bench. So I have Gonzalez winning it. I have Newman on the bench along with Gung. I have Ozuna on there as well, and then Pablo and Chisenhall. So I believe that's 5. Let's see. So Newman, Gung, Ozuna. Yeah, so that's 5. So that's my bench. I mean, there's definitely a lot of possibilities about people making the team because games haven't even started yet. So a lot of things could change. It's just a matter of who gets the shortstop role and then how they back up all those positions.
One thing we had in common across the board is none of us had Melky Cabrera making the team. He's probably going to opt out once he finds out he's not making the team unless they decide he's going to make the team. But none of us kind of foresee that. Other non-roster invite players that could possibly make the team. Nick Franklin's one. I had actually talked to him for a few minutes yesterday. I asked him if he was competing for the starting shortstop job. He said, well, I've taken some reps at short, but I also play third base, second base, and all around the outfield. So he's
He's just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
He's a guy, former top prospect, who I'm hoping can have like a late breakout. But if he doesn't make the roster, then it won't be with the Pirates. So, and one other non-roster invite. He's the star of today's topics, and that's Rookie Davis. We had to address the rookie, who's actually in his second year.
But still a rookie.
Yeah, he's still a rookie.
Interesting.
So
I might say something.
rookie.
So literal.
Rookie Davis, we were discussing this on the way up here with DiNardo. He was part of the Aroldis Chapman trade. He came from the Yankees to the Reds when Chapman went from the Reds to the Yankees. He is a power arm. He struck out some batters in the minor leagues, but to this point in his professional baseball career, he hasn't had much success. He's in Pirates camp pretty much because he is a power arm and he's a little bit interesting. So the Pirates are looking to stretch him out as a starter. He'll most likely go to AAA, but we do have him on the list of guys who could potentially make the team because of that big battle for the fifth spot in the Pirates rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I like the signing of Rookie Davis just on a minor league deal, just to see if he can do something, if he can have a late breakout and be that pitcher that the Yankees thought that he was. So, one thing about Rookie, though, he's 25, and you see the Pirates signing guys like Roberto Gomez at 29, Melky at 34, I mean, Liriano at 35, Mauer 28, Lyons 31. It's a younger arm, and it's a guy who was once regarded as a pretty good pitcher, but I don't know if he's going to make the team. He probably won't make the team. He'll probably spend the year in AAA or
yeah, he is
something.
a guy at his age.
Yeah, he is a guy who can go down to the minor leagues and work and possibly get into the bullpen or even the rotation later in the year. But I guess time will tell.
Or another year into the future.
Yeah.
After working with our fantastic, fabulous development staff that we have as far
Fabulous.
as pitching goes. So, yeah.
Well, he will be 26 in late April, so
He's not young anymore.
he's not young anymore. No, he's not 23. He's not 24. But I mean, time will tell. He's not the top prospect that he once was regarded as, but maybe a AAA arm.
Yeah, just to shift gears here, the Pirates chairman, Bob Nutting, he's a favorite on Pirates Corner here, but he's not as highly favored among you Pirates fans out there. He had some stuff to say, and we've seen DiNardo talked about this last night on the North Shore 9 Live. We've seen this in pro sports across Pittsburgh now that Kevin Colbert's coming out and saying stuff. It doesn't seem like these guys have a PR guy that's preparing a statement for them. They're just talking off the top of their head. They're being asked questions by the media, and it doesn't seem like there's any preparation for what they're going to get as a question. Thoughts on this, DiNardo?
Well, I think you hit it on the head, and I don't know. I mean, there might be preparation, but that's the problem. Like, they literally prepare, and this is how they sound. Nutting pretty much addressed that, too, like, in his comments. As he was commenting, he states how he feels, and, I mean, any organization should. If you don't feel your people are smart-minded and intelligent, then why are they there? But, I mean, he really feels and believes in this front office, and, you know, we got some really intelligent people. We got some things going on. You know, we feel we're ahead of the curve in a lot of areas. And he goes, and of course, because of that, that's why we don't deep dive and talk about it, because we don't want to give away all this stuff. I mean, I can understand that. But as he's talking and he's saying how, you know, we definitely do have a perception problem. All these guys are intelligent, but I feel we have a tough time portraying the ideas and explaining what it is we want to say. And I totally agree with that, because I can certainly, like, understand in a lot of comments of what they say in a sense of what they mean.
Yeah.
But I certainly understand how it comes off. And this club does have a perception problem. And Nutting addressed that. He feels that there is a perception problem as well. But it's because a lot of the issues is because of them talking.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed is sometimes they'll say something that is just completely honest, like honest to a fault almost. They'll be telling the straight out truth, and it's perceived as BS by the public because it's not what they wanted to hear. Well, somehow something needs to happen where their words are tailored to kind of influence and be better received by their audience, because pretty much like they want to go out there and tell the truth, but they don't want to reveal too much information. So it's like pretty apparent that there's like stuff being withheld, but they're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And where like they need to kind of craft their messages a little bit differently. But one thing that he said that I thought was really good news, and Ryan liked this as well, is he talked about the $50 million that was kind of
The MLB
given
payout,
to
correct?
the MLB payout, every major league team, and where the Pirates invested that money, and we heard they're doubling the size of the Dominican Baseball Academy, pretty much revitalizing that whole facility. It's a humanitarian effort as well as a baseball progress effort. They're housing these kids, almost trying to bypass the Buscone process down there, and they become the people that are housing these kids, allowing them to live under better conditions. And at the end of the day, once these kids get to signing age, they have that choice. Am I going to sign with the Pirates, who did all this for me, or am I going to sign with some other organization that may have a slightly higher offer? I don't know. But four Latin American players were signed. The signing was announced on Pirates Prospects today, and they were all out of the Dominican Republic.
The one kid's 6'6" at my age, so
Yeah,
he's
Nice.
he's a big guy, and he throws what I think 90 to 93
yeah.
right now at 16. So definitely some good prospects coming out of there. I mean, this is the way that Polanco came here. This is the way that Marte came here, and
Pablo Reyes.
Pablo
Jose
Reyes.
Osuna.
Everybody from Latin
Elias
America.
Diaz, yeah.
Yeah, everybody in the system that you look at. We'll talk about Santiago Flores. He's another Latin American player that Josh is a huge fan of now since we saw him. But I feel like if the Pirates can get on these players' good side and bring them in and give them a chance, there definitely is a better chance that they sign with them over somebody else. I mean, one of the prospects that we signed today was going to sign with the Rockies. That deal
Yeah.
fell through
Because of an injury.
because of a bone bruise. He failed his physical, and now he signs with the Pirates. We didn't really steal him from the Rockies per se, because they had a shot at signing him, but he wasn't ready. But, I mean, the Pirates, I'm not down there, but they probably have a pretty good name there. They probably have a pretty good reputation. People are hearing about this facility expanding, and players are probably excited, and they want to give it a shot and maybe get signed.
Your thoughts on this, DiNardo?
Well, I'll put it this way. So, rewind a year ago, right? MLB gets a BAMTech payout. I was all on board, like the Pirates not spending money. I mean, because they weren't ready last year. Let's be honest. They were not a team that you wanted to invest into. But now we're a year later. Who around baseball has spent that money? Nobody. So you
Yeah.
can't like single-handedly point out the Pirates that, oh, well, they're spending money here. They're not investing in the payroll. But honestly, no one is. So I can't single-handedly point out Nutting and saying what he's doing is wrong when he's one among all of his peers doing the same thing, essentially to a degree. And by that I mean not spending on payroll.
Yeah.
Clearly no one's spending on the payroll this year, unless you're the San Diego Padres, apparently. So the fact that he is reinvesting it into the Dominican, to be honest, I really, really do like it. Because for one, you see where it actually is being reinvested. It's not just going in the pockets. You know, it is being used. It is being used as an investment, which is a different type. Not an investment on payroll, but investment on means of the Dominican. Here's why I really like it too. As you guys mentioned, all the players that have come up through this way, right, the system, that's something the Pirates have been lacking in recent years. And I truly feel, and it seems as if like the relationship soured with Rene Gallo.
Yeah.
And he's gone. You see, you know, a whole new frontier taking over international, especially in Latin America now. And just this offseason, I mean, the Pirates were bringing in international money. The Kutch deal brought in international money. You know, they brought in, I know it wasn't Latin America, but
The Nova trade.
Bay, Jai Bay or whatever, got let go
We met him
from.
too, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, when the Braves lost out on him because they were doing dirty stuff down there.
Yeah.
You know, they got him. So, like, you're seeing a presence again internationally, especially the Dominican. You know, they went out and they spent money internationally this year. they want, in my mind, to reestablish themselves because they did. You mentioned how they're respected down there. I really, truly feel that they were highly respected around there in the Dominican. And this investment is going to get them back there. And now that things are fair again, like the Dodgers can't come in and sign someone for $60 million and take him from the Pirates. There's a cap now. Everything's pretty much even across the border. I think this gives the Pirates an upper edge. They can finally, flood that farm system with talent where the talent really is. I mean, look at the stars that are coming up right now. They're from the Dominican.
Yeah.
So why not invest there and get tomorrow's stars where you can? Because if they can't draft well, they've done very well internationally in the past, and they can't sign top dogs in free agency. So this is a great way of funneling it. I do really like this.
Yeah, and with the recent trades, Shirt and Apostle, Taylor Hearn leaving the farm system for Texas, Tyler Glasnow, Shane Baz, Austin Meadows, that's 5 prospects that are pretty significant leaving the farm system within a matter of hours. They're all gone from the farm system. And to be able to reinfuse the foundation of that farm system with youth, and we started to see it. We saw the minor league team come out and practice yesterday afternoon. We saw Santiago Flores, 6'5", 220-pound, 18-year-old pitcher who's got a 65 grade fastball right now.
And some red hair.
Kid is throwing some serious gas. And this is a kid that they got recently out of Latin America. Colombia. Yeah,
I think it's Colombia, yes.
Yeah, he's out of Colombia, I believe. And same country as Tehran and Jose Quintana.
Yes, Colombia.
Yeah. So they're getting players. Shirt and Apostle and his younger brother out of Curacao. They're going to the ends of the earth to get talent. And
Lithuania.
Yeah, getting baseball talent from everywhere. That's the key right now. And with the 5 picks in the top 100 in this upcoming draft, is to continue to have that farm system be something, even after you made those 2 big trades, which could play a huge role in boosting the major league team this season. And that's where we're going to see most of that happen. So that all kind of it's not the shiny new toy that everybody expected for Christmas. Manny Machado, somebody like that. Marwin Gonzalez, he signed today with the Twins. It's not the shiny new toy that everybody expected in free agency, but it is something that will provide the Pirates with organizational stability. And if you keep making the playoffs and you're relevant every year, you're going to win some championships. A lot of people think that this team doesn't have what it takes to make a playoff run, and I'm here to say, guess what? They do. And just transitioning into our next topic, we're going to talk about the Eckstein brothers here. And that is taking a lot of guys on the current big league team, Josh Bell, Greg Polanco, Starling Marte, anybody who has unrealized potential, whether that's someone, Kevin Kramer, we haven't seen his full potential yet, Kevin Newman, all of these guys. Eric Gonzalez falls into that category. Colin Moran at the plate. All of these guys with unrealized potential, and you take them and give them a great hitting coach who is really thorough, and all of a sudden you have the chance to have all of these guys that were highly regarded talent coming up take their game to the next level because of coaching. Anything to add on that, Ryan?
Yeah, I think that coaching is one of the biggest parts of baseball. And also, what we've seen on these past 2 days is the Eckstein brothers being out there. Not only
Rick.
David, but Rick as well. All of them working with players, too. It's not all, observing. It's a lot of working with them and making them better. I'm more observing on David's end, but granted, he's not the hitting coach.
He's assistant to baseball operations.
He is helping out, but from what I've seen from Rick, knowledge is through the roof. He knows a lot about hitting, a lot about being a major league hitter, all the small adjustments that people have to make. It all comes from Rick. I mean, I've seen this guy come up. Who was he with? The Red Sox, I believe. Twins.
Yeah.
Who was the Red Sox guy? Andy Barkett that we were going after.
Yeah. We ended up getting him.
But I mean, knowledge among coaches is probably the best thing to develop these young hitters. And like Josh said, a lot of unrealized potential here, and I believe that Rick can find it.
Yeah, just to revisit something we talked about in a previous episode, how he's putting these electrical impulse sensors on the hitters to kind of sync up body rotation, everything like that. And I know DiNardo is going to want to talk about the Rapsodo. That's another thing that he brings to the table. It wasn't here last year with Don Long and who was the other guy?
Branson.
Jeff Branson.
It's okay if you forget his name. It's perfectly fine.
He's forgotten. Okay, so I know you want to talk about the Rapsodo and the hitting coaches for the Pirates here.
Well, sure, and I'll put it this way. I mean, if you've listened to North Shore 9, you'll know we love the coaching. We love the coaching they brought in for multiple reasons. And actually, the very first reason that I really like it is it came from outside this damn organization.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I can say damn on the show. I don't know.
You can.
Okay, good. I'll keep it at that. You expected the Pirates to do the status quo, just bring someone up internally or whatnot if the coaches were going to get replaced. But they went completely outside, and they got people that also buy in analytics. A year ago today, you're getting quotes from Jeff Branson talking about, we don't believe in launch angle. It doesn't exist. These analytics are BS. You know, we're going to coach the way we've coached since 1932, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you got. When everyone is adjusting, right, you fall behind, and that's what the Pirates did. So the fact they went out, got these guys, it's a good mix of analytics, a good mix of working, and that's what they said. Like, it's not that they have this philosophy. They're going to work with what you do individually and personally to make you a better hitter. And what I really do like is, of course, you are seeing it in every club right now, is like you mentioned the Rapsodo. It's analytics right on the spot. Why not have that? You know, why not have instant information when you're trying to teach something and coach something? Why not find out if it's translating right there on the spot? So, and you guys talking about the intensity, you know, I haven't been able to see it obviously, but
yeah,
good. You know, like Hurdle's pretty laid back. I like Hurdle as a player manager. Is he the best in-game situational person? No. But it doesn't mean you're bad. We've talked about this 2 years ago. I talked about, I think. You need someone to get that clubhouse together. But, you know, Hurdle is very laid back. These guys kind of being intense, getting stuff going. Maybe that's going to be very good then, too.
What I have on this is there's a lot of pride that's going into, like, it goes to the Pirates slogan, pride, passion, Pittsburgh Pirates. There's a lot of pride that's going into this coaching. There's intensity from Rick Eckstein. It's not coming in the form of yelling. He's not raising his voice to anybody, but he's talking like vigorously. Like, you see the body language. He is very passionate about what he's passing along to these players.
He's on that 24/7 pre-workout. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. He's got it going on, and they all buy into it. I talked to Kevin Kramer yesterday. I asked him. I said to Kevin Kramer, so, are you guys going to hit? Are you going to hit some bombs for us this year? I said to him, addressing it to him as an individual. Well, he said, well, the plan is we want to do that. So he took it to
team effort.
Good.
He took it to the collective goal. Okay, each individual hitter is working on this intensity with Rick Eckstein to be a better version of themselves. Okay, but then they collectively come together. They're playing for each other. Every at bat builds on the one before it. So just the team, the coaching, just everything. It's been an impressive show in the past couple of days that we've seen here at Pirates Camp.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring it to some high school baseball. I know my coach is big on analytics. I mean, we don't really calculate them, but he likes all the new stats and everything.
I'm sorry, I just got to interrupt that too.
Yeah.
Like, how sad is it that your high school coach is all about this, and a guy in MLB is like,
Jeff
no,
Branson is what
no,
he
this
said.
is BS. This is garbage.
Exactly.
Oh,
Well, we have something called quality at-bats, and basically we tally them up and see who has the most quality at-bats at the end of the year. I don't really know what we won, whatever. But a quality at-bat would be like a hit-by-pitch, walk, 7+ pitch AB. I mean, if just going old school with the quality at-bats as well, if these Pirates hitters can put a bunch of them together, we'll be fine. Honestly, I mean, we don't have, all the big-time hitters that every Red Sox team or every Yankees team has had, but we have some guys who can get it done.
Yeah, and if they're working collectively, there will be some stars that emerge. That's just how baseball happens. Is when you have a group of guys all working together, there's going to be the guys. It's a talented group. They're all above average. They proved that last year with a very laid back hitting coach who really didn't give a crap about any of these analytics. Wasn't driven. These guys all had weighted runs created numbers above 100. Like the majority of them. 7 out of 8 hitters in what's projected to be the opening day lineup. So why can't these guys take advantage? Situational baseball, they get that pitch to hit a few times, 2 men on base, lots of 3-run homers. We're kind of expecting 170 plus homers out of this club. There's no reason why that can't happen. Final thoughts, DiNardo.
no, I agree with you. The one thing is, it's a young team, and out of young players, you expect to see development, and improvements. That's why I don't like the people that just come out and like, oh, this guy, he's not that good because he had a 1 WAR last year and he had a 98, WRC plus, whatever. Because, I mean, okay, that's your first or second year. Like, you expect improvements. This club is young, so I'm expecting someone to take that next step.
Shout out to Wagner to Kutch.
One of them definitely being Josh Bell. So maybe that's something that, Eckstein can do. I mean, this guy has the talent. He's got the build. We know you like thick bodies, Ruga. So, he's got the build. He's got the power.
Guys in the weight room.
If Eckstein can get him right and actually, pick a frickin' stance and, an approach, maybe he can take the next level. Maybe he can have the high batting average with some good on base and the power. Maybe he could do all three and not sell out on just power or don't hit for power like he did last year and just get on, base or whatever. So, if he takes the next step, if you can get Polanco in line and not be so streaky and be more consistent, what Marte can do. Maybe he can improve. Maybe Dickerson comes back and hits for power also. I don't know where that went last year. Not that he wasn't good. I mean, he's definitely productive, but
Yeah,
he's been a power bat all his life, and then he turned into almost a leadoff hitter. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. There's definitely guys that you see can improve, and you almost expect it with coaching. It's just seeing it now. That's where this club has some risky players in my eyes, and it's fair to say when you're majority, the team is young. You don't have that track record, that sample size. So I'm anxious to see what this club can do. I guess that's my final thought.
What do you got, Ryan?
Well, like I said, I mean, young talent that can develop they're going to have to develop to make a run at this thing. And I know that you were telling me that Monday is going to be a World Series preview, Red Sox and Pirates, but that's not without developing talents, right?
Yeah, I have high expectations for Rick Eckstein and this phenomenal coaching staff and the pitching staff. So,
but aren't the Padres going to the World Series? They got Machado. They won, right?
They won the offseason
right?
World Series.
They spent the money.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. That's episode 6 of Pirates Corner.
One closing thought. We want to extend our thoughts and prayers out to the Red Sox and their fan base for the loss of Nick Cafardo. I genuinely want to apologize for what happened. I mean, very sad thing.
Yeah.
He was a great writer, a great baseball mind. So, thoughts and prayers go out to the Red Sox. And yeah, guys, thank you for listening to episode number 6 of Pirates Corner. We will see all of you in episode number 7 in a couple weeks. See you later.